All right, we are factoring. Now this equation up there, ax squared plus bx plus c, that's called standard form of an equation. Quadratic form, actually, because it has a squared in it. When you graph it, it's not a straight line, but we're not going to be graphing yet. We're going to first learn how to work with them and solve them, and then we're going to learn how to graph curved lines. Okay? So first of all, let's talk about two vocab words. Okay? You've got FOIL pattern and factor a trinomial. So let's do this. I'm going to need more space for factor a trinomial. So let me do this. Okay, there we go. So, factoring a trinomial in FOIL pattern. FOIL pattern, multiplying two binomials. So, we've done that actually before. FOIL pattern is when you multiply two binomials. Multiply two binomials. We multiplied two binomials last week when we had something like, I'm just going to make one up, 2x minus 3x plus 8. So you had a couple choices, right? You could do the box method. You could have done double distribute. You could have done FOIL. So what you end up getting, though, is this trinomial. 2x squared minus 3x plus 16x minus 24. And this trinomial right here, these ones went together, right? Is it all ringing a bell? So, this is now a trinomial. I started with two binomials. I could have FOILed it or other methods, but I got a trinomial. What's happening today in our notes is we are going backwards. You are going to start with this trinomial down here, and you are going to tell me what are the two parentheses. We're working backwards. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. Okay, what are our steps going to be? Here they are, factoring a trinomial. The answer to that, I guess a vocab word or that statement is that we are going to make a trinomial, into two binomials. So we need to talk about how we're going to do that. We are making a trinomial, three things, into two binomials, two separate parentheses. So here's our method. First step. Find the factors of the first number and we are going to call that A. Remember, ax squared plus bx plus c. Find the factors of the first number. So what are the two numbers that make the first number? Step 2. I'm just going to put like quotations. Find the factors of the last number. That one is a c. It's at the end. It's the constant. It's the number has no variable with it. Three, cross multiply to figure out the b. We're going to cross multiply to figure out our b, which is our middle term. So right now this may not mean much to you, but as we go through it, you'll have this at the top of your paper to refer back to. We're going to get started. Okay, here's what you have to do. Step 1, find the factors of the first number, 2. What are the two numbers that make up 2? Like what's 2 made of? What times what?
2 times 1.
Okay, let's just go like order 1 times 2. Okay, I'm going to put them underneath the 2. Now tell me about the 5. What 2 numbers make 5? 1 times 5 or 5 times 1? Okay. Today during this lesson, it's highly recommended that you have a pencil and you're going to need an eraser. So, cross multiply. So please draw lines connecting diagonally. And we're going to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. And then you're going to do the 1 times 5. Make it a 5. Right? Do 2 and 5 make 11 at all? No. Like adding or subtract? No. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Eraser. There we go. Okay, so basically, this won't work. What? Okay. Here's what I highly recommend that you do. I recommend that you switch the order of your 5 and your 1. So erase your 5 and put the 5 on top, 1 below. Five on top, 1 below. Because it didn't work out well with that 2 and the 5. So now I have to try another combo. Okay, now let's cross multiply. What is 1 times 1? So I'm just going to write it in blue. What is 2 times 5?
10.
Did 10 and 1 make 11? Yes. So that is the combination. This 1 and this 2 and this 5 and this 1. But do I need like any positive signs or negative signs, or where? Is there any negatives in this math problem? No. So it's going to be a positive 10 and a positive 1. Please remember that 2 times 5 made 10, which means that my 5 is also going to be positive because it's a positive 10. So the 5 will be positive. And my 1 times 1 made a positive 1, so that means I'm going to put a plus 10 in front of my 1. Here is your answer. 1, and I'm going to put in my x here. Because, I have to include my x, but I don't want to worry about my x until it's actually time to write my answer. So the top 2 numbers make your first parentheses. The bottom 2 numbers make your second parentheses. 2x plus 1. So we're finding a combination of numbers, and then we're deciding is positive, negative, and then the order that they're written in, we're going to make circles around them. 1x plus 5, 2x plus 1, and those are our 2 answers, our 2 binomials. All right, go to this one. What's next? What are the factors of 2? 1 and 2. Let's just go in order and sequence. Now, how about 3? Last number. What's the... Okay. Cross multiply. We got to make 7, guys. So, do your multiplying. 2 times 1 is? 1 times 3 is? Does 2 and 3 ever make 7 when I add them? No. So that means that I did something wrong. That means that my 1 and my 3 will not be the proper order. So erase your 1 and your 3. Switch it and put 3 on top and 1 on bottom. Okay? Now cross multiply. Let's see what we get. Okay, 2 times 3 is? 6. 1 times 1 is? Does 6 and 1 ever make 7?
Yes.
Yep. Now is it going to be positive, negative? What's it going to be? Positive 6 and positive 1. And that means that my 3 will be positive and my 1 will be positive. Here's the answer to my first binomial, 1x plus 3. The second row is the answer to my second binomial, 2x plus 1. Okay, let's try another one. I want to make 5. So I've obviously, you guys know, 2 is made up of 1 and 2. What is 3 made up of? Now let's think about it. How will we want to do this 1 and this 3? Should we put 3 on top and 1 on bottom, or 1 on top, 3 on bottom? Because remember, we're going to cross multiply. 1 on top and 3 on bottom. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 and 3 make 5. Yes. Those are your answers. All positive, right? Purple circles are your answers. 1x plus 1, 2x, positive 3. Okay, I'm going to jump down to the 6x squared right here. Okay, now I've got to make a 33, all right, and I've got to make a 15. So this is going to take a couple of trial and error. What makes 6? 3 and 2. What else makes 6?
1 and 6.
1 and 6.
2 and 3.
So now, what makes 15? 3 and 5. What else? 1 and 15. Okay, I just wrote these down as samples. I want to make it very clear right now that I can switch the 5 and the 3 if this doesn't end up working. Or I can switch the 1 and the 15 if that doesn't end up working. So let's now cross multiply and see what we get. I've got to make a 33 somehow. Do the multiplying. What is 3 times 5?
15.
What is 2 times 3?
6.
Does 6 and 15 make 33? No, that would make like 21 or... Okay, so that's not going to work. Go down to the bottom. Let's try this sample. The 6 and 1, 6. 15 times 1, oh, it's the same thing. Wah, wah. Neither one of them make a 33, which means I'm going to have to erase the order of my 3 and my 5. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to erase my 3 and my 5, which means I'm going to put what? The 5 on top and the 3 on bottom? What am I going to do for the second one? 15 on top and 1 on bottom. Now let's try this combo. Cross multiply. 3 times 3 is? Okay. 2 times 5 is? That's 19. Nah, that's not going to work. Okay. So no. Let's go down to the bottom. No, that's not going to work. 6 times 15?
90.
90. That's a huge number. Is that ever going to make a 33?
No.
90 and 1? So now, what have I not tried? What combination have I not tried? Because there is one. Look at your paper and figure out what have you not put together yet and tried to multiply.
You can do 1 and 6 and 5 and 3, or 3 and 2.
Oh, 1 and 6 and 5 and 3? Let's try it. Cross multiply. What's 6 times 5? What's 1 times 3? Do 30 and 3 make 33? They finally do. So this is a lot of guess and check, trial and error. But how am I going to get it to be a negative 33?
have to subtract the
You have to make them, yep, you have to make them both negatives. Which means that my 6 needs to be a negative times -5. And my 1 needs to be times a -3. Okay, here's on top. That's my first parentheses. Here's on bottom, my second parentheses. Okay, in purple there's your answer. So you're playing with numbers, you're switching the order around. Let's go to, what is it, 2B? I want you to do 2B with the partner, the person you're sitting next to. Write down, you know, your 1 and 5 and your 2 and 1. Go ahead and try it out.